This is a cinnamon raisin bread. It's got some nuts in it too, and it just came out of the oven and it's cooling down. This is one of my signature breads that I make. I know you've been enjoying my bread videos, and I know you're going to love this one. Cinnamon raisin with nuts. I mean, what's not to love? Great news is I'm going to share this recipe for you right now. Welcome to Secret Kitchens of New Jersey, and today we're making bread once again. I know you've been enjoying the videos that we've been doing on bread. Today I'm doing cinnamon raisin bread, and I'm also going to add some nuts to it. This is just spectacular, and again, it's a no-knead bread. It could not be simpler. All the information, the recipe, etc. is in the comments. So 3½ cups of all-purpose flour in the bowl. I've got 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of my instant yeast, and you know, I very deliberately put them on different sides of the bowl because I don't want to forget that it's there. If I had to walk away, I want to see it. All right, now I'm going to mix it up. I'm mixing up the yeast and the yeast and the salt, just giving it a mix. Okay, now I said it's cinnamon raisin bread, so we're going to add a good amount of cinnamon. All right, and I'm going to add what I would call a heaping tablespoon of cinnamon. All right, I mean, again, cinnamon raisin. What's the point if you don't add a good amount of cinnamon? I mean, if you want to add less, but listen, already it smells great. Okay, so I'm mixing up the cinnamon, and next thing I'm going to do, I have about a cup of raisins, maybe it's more like a cup and a quarter. In they go. And because I happen to have some nuts, these are pecans and I use them for something else, I'm thinking let's do cinnamon, raisin, and pecan bread. I mean, really delicious. Right in, the whole thing. Okay, so let's give everything a good mix here, get everything well distributed. All right. Last thing is, let's see, it's, how much water is it? 1 2/3 cup of warm water. Not hot, not chilly, but nice and warm. I can definitely feel it warm. That's going to activate the yeast. Goes right in. And I'm going to just show you right away, hopefully the camera can see this. You already see all the bubbling because my yeast is activating. All right, so I like to stir with this part of the spoon. And I'm doing this in real time, no editing, because I want you to see how fast and how simple it is to get this bread ready. All right, we're just mixing. You want to get everything nicely incorporated, no dry spots. Okay, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch to a spatula because it just gets to be a little bit easier at the end here. All right, I want to make sure that I get all the dry bits off of here and kind of, you know, I see some little dry patches. I don't want that. So just mix it up till everything is beautifully incorporated and you don't see any more white patches like I see some typically on the bottom. All right. I mean, how long did that take? Not long, right? Okay. There we go. All right, I'm satisfied with that it's well mixed. All right, that's it. Come on, you can do that. That was easy, right? That's like the hardest part of the whole process. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is put the lid on it. And this is gonna go in a warm part of the house. It's gonna sit for 2 to 3 hours, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's going to proof. It's going to probably at least double in size. Nice warm area, okay? See you in a moment. And we're back. So 2 hours didn't go by. I had a swap all ready for you. So I put this together roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes ago. Let's uncover it. Ooh, look at that. So you can see that it's nice. It's easily more than doubled. Smells awesome. And it's nice and, nice and jiggly. It looks great. All right, next step is we take it out of here. It has to have its second rise. So my oven is preheated to 450. Again, direct info, recipe in the directions. And I am going to be using my cast iron Dutch oven. We'll come back to that in a moment. And what I want to do now is I want to get this into this bowl so it can rise. I'm using a piece of parchment paper, which is going to make it very easy for me to transfer. So let's see, I've got my dough scraper. Of course, you can use a spatula to do this. Now this one doesn't have nuts in it because I only did that to the other one, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to get this in right here. Hopefully without too much trouble. Get it right in there. Get everything out. It doesn't look like much now. Don't panic. This is the way it's supposed to look. Okay. All right, it's all in there. I'm going to cover it like so. 30 minutes on this. Meanwhile, my oven is preheated, and it's very important to get your cast iron preheated in the oven at 450 degrees with the cover on, okay? So getting this in the oven right now, and this is going to be preheating while this is proofing. All right, I will come back to you in about a half an hour, and I'll show you how we get this into the cast iron. Be right back. All right, it's been 35 minutes, and this has been proofing. As you can see, it's gotten nice and big and bubbly and puffy. Now, I just took this out of the oven. It's been in there the whole time. This is hot, hot, hot. And I'm just going to take this off. I mean, this, I must say, you have to be a little bit careful here. A lot careful. I'm just going to lift this out with the parchment paper, like so. All right, I'm going to put the lid back on. You can see why I use the parchment paper. It definitely makes it easier. All right, here's what we're doing. In the oven for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to take the top off, and I want the top of the bread to get a little browner. It could be anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, 12 minutes, depends on how brown you like it. I'm going to check it after 8 minutes. For me, that's usually the sweet spot. All right, into the oven, and I'm going to show you what this looks like, this cinnamon raisin bread, when it's done. All right, finally, our cinnamon raisin bread is done. It was in the oven for 30 minutes. I uncovered it, and I left it in for 8 more minutes. Remember, it's a very hot oven, 450. So if you leave it in too long, it's going to just get so dark. And for me, 8 minutes is the sweet spot. But you have to figure that out on your oven. But seriously, it was very easy to do, and look at the results. Oh my God. So I did cut this in half off camera because I wanted you to see what this looks like. I mean, this is really, it's still hot. It's really still hot. Normally I would have let it sit even longer, but get that nice hollow sound. It's packed with raisins. Now you know that I used nuts in the recipe, and this one didn't have nuts. But notice over here I have 2 other baguettes. Same recipe. This one has the nuts. This is a little bit of a different technique to get to the baguette stage. And you know what? I'll show you that another time, how I turn the recipe into baguettes. But these are still cooling. Meanwhile, you're not going to find anything like this in the supermarket. Here, let's just cut off a little piece and try it. Just trying it plain, first of all. I mean, the crust is beautiful. Lots of cinnamon raisin bread, so it's lots of cinnamon. I mean, I wish you could just smell this. It's just, let's put a little butter on it. This would be great with as toast. Oh, French toast. A little butter, a little jelly. This is so delicious. The bread had such good texture to it. It's soft. It's absolutely delicious. What I usually do with this, there's no preservatives, remember. I slice it. I use a good serrated bread knife. I slice it up. I put it in a Ziploc bag and I keep it in the freezer. And when I want a slice, I just take a slice off and have it. By the way, this is like my favorite serrated bread knife, and I'll link to it in the description. It's by Mercer. It's my favorite one. All right, well, that's it for today on Secret Kitchens of New Jersey. Cinnamon raisin bread. I think you're going to love it. Please like and subscribe. Keep us inspired. We'll see you next time on Secret Kitchens of New Jersey. Meanwhile, get in the kitchen, bake some bread, have some fun. See you next time. Bye.